One second. Open screen. Welcome all masters. Welcome for oneness meditation presentation. Today we have Master Shank, connecting from Germany. He will be sharing the wisdom, teaching from the book Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose. I will give a short intro about the master. Sashank is a simulation engineer by profession and currently is living in Germany. He has been meditating since 2008. He is an ardent lover of books and a lifelong learner. Through the regular practice of meditation, he had several life-changing experiences. He loves to research the scientific aspects of meditation along with pyramids and workshops on making the pyramids. At the same time, he conducts regular meditations in Germany and across the globe. Very warm welcome to you, Master Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Master Sankeet. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And also thank you all the masters who joined online. It's really wonderful to connect. And also, Sankeet, Master Sankeet, you are doing a really great work connecting everyone across the globe. And yeah, I feel very thankful for this. So thank you also for the introduction. And as you have said, totally with meditation, it's a really life-changing experience. And every day is a lot of learning, right? So we meditate and we assimilate the knowledge. And today I'm here to share what I have learned through this book, Wisdom, Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose. And but of course, before going into this book, as we all might have a long day, I would prefer first we meditate for some time, go into this amazing state where we contact our higher self, and with this we can understand better. So yes, masters, and also Master Sanket, if it's okay for you, we will start with a let's say a 20-minute meditation, and then we go ahead with the book sharing. Is this okay for you? Okay. So yes, masters. So let us all first prepare ourselves for meditation. Sit comfortably, clasp your hands and cross your legs. Gently close your eyes. And observe your normal, natural breath. Let us all calm ourselves. Taking a nice, natural breath. The incoming and outgoing breath. And we are a witness. Whenever you notice a thought, just acknowledge and bring your attention back to your breath. There will be music in the background. Stay with your breath, friends. Last 3 minutes, stay in this amazing oneness. Stay with your breath, friends. Last 1 minute. Slowly become aware of your posture and surroundings. Gently coming back from that deep state to this physical world. And let us all feel grateful and express our gratitude to our gurus and masters Okay, friends, gently place both of your palms on your eyes, staying there for a few seconds. And you may open your eyes whenever you're ready. So, thank you, Masters, for meditating together. So, it's a great short oneness meditation, really bringing us together and bringing again going deeper. So, thank you, Qatar team, once again. And yes, friends. So now I would like to share my screen. Let me please do let me know if you see this. I hope you can see my
Yes,
screen
yes,
now.
sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay. So I'm very happy to share one of my favorite books again. And thanks to Master Madhu and Ram in the Beam Meditation family in Germany, I got the opportunity to really dig deep into this book. It took, I think, 6 months to go like almost like page by page. And I will also tell about the speciality of this book. It's like a really workbook, or let's say you can think of it like a tutorial or exercise book for all the lessons that we learn through various sources. And so it can be also thought like an all-in-one. So that's the speciality, and you need to really practice and reread again and again. But the most important thing is that we practice. So since it's a very practical book, I would love to like share about this once again. And this book is actually written by an author called Sonia Chakwit, and she's actually very famous author in terms of intuition and trusting your instincts and trusting your guides. So she has done a lot of seminars, workshops, and also she I think this is her first channeling material, and this material is actually coming from different guides. So that's what she describes in this book. And also, like regardless of where this is coming from, the message is really really important. And yeah, it's you can also draw some parallels to the movie called Soul. Of course, this is not directly related, but if you haven't watched the movie Soul, you yeah, you may go ahead and watch for this weekend. But back to the book. The book starts with directly sets the stage that Earth, where we are living, is a school. So it's not any like a prison, or it's not just like that you have to finish certain karmic things, and that's the reason you are here. Or maybe you have done something in the past life and you are again have to go through some certain experiences. Not just like that, but they clearly point out that Earth is a school, and you are here to learn the lessons, and it goes in step by step. So the entire book is divided into two parts, which which is coming next. But the guides here states that we need to master these 22 lessons to fulfill our purpose, and they divide the entire book again into several levels. So they say the time is now to practice and assimilate this wisdom and also to share with others at the same time. So the more we learn and assimilate, it becomes our way of life, and that's how we build this mass consciousness where everyone is in harmony, and we are not just physical beings, but we are much more than that. So this is through experience. You experience through this wisdom and experience through our practice. So how to use this book is, again, as told, this book is divided into two parts. There are 22 soul lessons, and again, in these two parts, the first part of 11 lessons is focused on dismantling the ego and false ideals. So it actually tries to clear all the false beliefs, false conditioning, whatever we have been assimilating, not just through this lifetime, but also through several of the lifetimes. It sets a, imagine like a clean slate. You will be given some wisdom will be new, but some wisdom you might have read through several books or listened from other masters as well. And the second part is, once you have this new set of beliefs, new set of new wisdom, the second part focuses on how to unite with your higher self and how to express your divine self, how to bring that creative self, outside. So this is how it is defined. And another main part is, here each soul is progressing in four stages. So there is a student phase, apprentice phase, journeyman, and master, similar to like how our studies. So we really, like, we are starting in some places and then we are going gradually. But of course, this is not always so linear. So in all the 22 lessons, you might be a master of some lessons, but you may be a student in some lessons. So the guides also say here that don't be disheartened. You don't need to master all 22 lessons at once. It's all progression. So you take like what you are having the challenges, try to assimilate the wisdom, try to practice, and that's how we progress. So in this book, they point out how to identify yourself, like more or less, like if the if the knowledge is something very new to you and you think, okay, this is completely out of the world, I don't agree with so many parts. So this is the your ego self trying to resist the knowledge. So that means here you are still at the student stage. And if you say, okay, I have heard about this knowledge intellectually or logically, I think this might be possible. But okay, I don't have time to do all this, or it's too hard for me to do. Sounds good, but maybe not possible. So this is apprentice stage. And journeyman is someone who starts already practicing so many of the points here in this book. And the master is someone who, yeah, as the name itself indicates, someone who mastered all these lessons, who is already on the enlightened stage, and whose life reflects all these principles. So that's how this is divided. And looking at the time, I will just start with the first part. I will just give an overview because the main my goal or my wish is that you get interested and you grab a copy of this book and go through this amazing experience. So I will give you an overview. So the first soul lesson, the book starts right away, cut to the point, no other, no sideways, directly to the point. You are a divine immortal being. So that's how the book starts. And of course, in this book, it's explained, okay, what is a divine immortal being? So we being on the spiritual path, we realize through meditation, through a lot of wisdom, that We are not just the body, we are more than body, mind, complex. We are even more than the intellect and ego. So we experience that we are more part of the whole, not just a separate part. So here it is clarified that we are all part of this great spirit or great soul. Some call it God, some call it the universe, the energy, whatever it is. We are part of the big picture and we're all connected. So that's how it starts. And so lesson two, okay, you are now, yeah, part of the whole, part of the God. You are immortal. So the second is you are also a co-creator with the divine. So that means you are just playing this game of co-creating your life, your events, maybe unconsciously, but also following the divine principles. You can be more conscious of how this co-creation is happening. So this says that also like your life is not completely out of control. The moment when you come to this awareness and when you have this wisdom, you realize that you have more control than you even thought. So that's where this explains again. As said, in each lesson, it will be clarified what is the student stage, what is the apprentice stage, journeyman stage, and if you are a student, what has to be done, what parts to be focused on um, to go to the next step. So as said, like this book is full of practical knowledge. And the third one is now you see that the lessons 3, 4, 5 explain what is what how does creation takes place. So as we have learned that you are a co-creator with the divine, okay, good to know. But how to put this into the life? Again, creation begins with thought. You you might have heard this, seen this, and read this to like law of attraction, manifestation, or saith material like you create your own reality. Again, this comes. So everyone, every great realized soul agrees on this that everything begins with thought, where the thought has more power, and unconsciously we are thinking, as we are thinking like more than 50,000 thoughts a day, and most of the thoughts are repetitive. So it can already be said that we are creating our own programming, and of course, this is happening unconsciously. Through meditation and through all these tools, we become more conscious and we identify what things are not working in our life, and we bring in new thoughts. And with new thoughts, we can create a new life. Of course, this all manifesting takes time. But here, of course, clearly told that creation begins with thought. And the second part is not just thoughts alone. You need to engage with your feelings. So many of the visualization exercises also tell you that, okay, you're closing your eyes, like, feeling very refreshed. And then you actually imagine what you exactly want. So not just imagining with pictures, but also you are engaging all your senses. For example, imagine you if you want to go on a holiday to some let's say island with an ocean. So one of the exercises to imagine you are already at that place, and how do you feel? H- how much happy do you feel when you achieve this goal? And this is how you engage your feelings, because feelings provide the fuel for the manifestation process. So basically, here in the lesson 3 and 4 and 5, the creation process is divided, and they have gone into much details. And it also like stimulates our stimulates our imagination, stimulates to learn more. Like here you see in the fifth lesson, you create in pictures. So of course, if you think, every thought is a picture, and like every even fears, all our emotions, everything is related to a picture. So we are thinking in pictures, so you can always change this picture, and it goes deep, so very deep. That's why like we cannot cover this entirely in one session. But yeah, that's a gist of this. And of course, the next lesson is live in the present. This is what we are learning always in the meditation as well, to live in the present, not in the past, not in the future, because creation is happening in the present. And if you are thinking, if you're thinking about something has that has happened, you're already in the past, and you're already missing the present moment. So this is the biggest paradox. um, Living in the present, the stress, same like any other spiritual master would do. To be in the present, we we rise above our worries, we rise above. In fact, we create a distance between what happened and what we are, so we can get a better view of life. So that's why we meditate. We live in we come back to this awareness. We want to be in the present and not somewhere else. And seventh soul lesson is divine energy flows through you, not from you. And look at the way how each soul lesson is planned here. Okay, you have been told you are a divine immortal being, you are a co-creator, you're like a god, you are the god, and you can create everything. And but it's not just um, to be of this proud feeling, this gives you a humble feeling that you are not the only one, um, like superior or inferior to others. So here, this lesson humbles you that divine energy, what we call, is flowing through us, and we are the instruments of service. And like whatever wisdom, even Sonia, who channeled this book, she of course tells that this wisdom is coming from her guides, and she is an instrument by writing, publishing this book. Um, she is like the, yeah, you can call it mediator, uh, or more like an instrument, that we got this amazing, simple, but sometimes also challenging lessons. So this also reminds us everyone is a instrument, and we are all exchanging this energy. And so lesson 8, refine your reason. This can be many things. You need to really go into the book to find out. But refine your reason is also sometimes to use your intellect. So we have talked a lot about um, yeah, thoughts. We have thoughts. We spoke about emotions, but also your intellect. And our society is, of course, based mostly on the logic and reasoning. And the more we grow scientifically, we also need to uh, practice the so-called discernment. So discernment is the art of uh, also checking intellectually and also with the heart at the same time. So you listen something, if it doesn't matches what you have learned, or it just feels like an outlandish idea, you go back to your heart, go back in deep inside and ask whether this is suitable for you or not. Same, I mean, even the current wisdom that we are sharing with each other, you need to check by yourself. So more or less, they are trying to say, okay, do not just believe it blindly because someone said so. So you need to test, experiment in your life, understand whether it is working for you or not. Some of the times your ego is resisting. So simply the ego is resisting. Okay, this knowledge is new, and I don't want it. Or this knowledge really, um, yeah, I'm fearful of this knowledge. My life might change. So so many things can happen, but refining your reason is very important. Yeah, and so lesson 9 is follow your inner voice. So exactly this is connected. Refine your reason, so checking your intellect, but follow your inner voice. Most of the time, if you close your eyes, you're just hearing something, but mostly it is a chit chatter of your mind and ego. Once you calm this inner voice, you will start to connect with more of yourself, the so called intuition. The more you calm your mind, the more you meditate and practice this being in the present moment, you come into touch with your own inner guidance. So, this is the real inner voice which guides you, and you can always return to this place. And the soul lesson 10 is open your heart. Here, I think this is one of also the biggest lesson in this book with so many pages, because in this book she explains with a lot of real life examples. Um, and open your heart here, of course, means like due to so many situations, our heart is broken, and it can be anything like any disaster, any personal circumstance, and and we say, okay, never again. You open your heart and you close yourself. So what this happens is you cut yourself off from the divine energy, what we spoke, and you are clouded by your own judgment and guilt. So they say, unless it is really, really needed, never close your heart. Even if you have gone through very, very tough situation, personal circumstance, sudden disaster or accident, um, things are happening for a different reason. But if this takes some time to understand this, and slowly you, when you open your heart, you'll understand why things are happening in this way, and you are again connected to your divine source. So this is one thing, open your heart. Um, and then so lesson 11 is detach. So this is also very deep lesson, also one of the challenging lesson. To detach, you create, they say like if you create something, you also need to detach. Otherwise you are too much attached to that, and you will never live in the present. And like an example could be like, okay, you want a new car, like you want to buy a new car, and creation begins in thought. Okay, you visualize that you want to have a car, you will start looking over, and you will start preparing your financials, and you will engage your feelings. But you created everything, you created this thought, and left, you leave this thought into the universe. But if you're continuously 24 hours, 24 by 7, if you're thinking about the same thing, you're not living in the present. So once you are done, detach from it and come back at a later time. So this is one example. I like it. Um, so this is part one, friends. I would like to stop here. If you have, if you'd like to, add something, or like how you felt, do you do you think like, or do you say everything is known by you already, or yeah, I would be welcoming for your feedback. So thank you so much. Yeah. Then thank you, Master Sankit. If anyone has any questions, please raise your hand or unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, Master. Hi.
Hi, Master. Thank you so much, Master, for the session today. It is really very good session and very important topic. The slide which you given is very nice only. All the glimpse you have given in that, just the headline is you can know, get a great wisdom from that field. And of course, they have to read the book to get in-depth knowledge about the topic which you are sharing. Once again, I thank you so much for your time and wisdom sharing for the session, Master. And anyone else, if you have any questions or you want to share any experience, please unmute yourself and you can feel free to.
Thank you, Master. Yeah. Also in the chat, Kanian ji, thank you so much for joining us today. And yeah, totally like feel free to grab your copy of this book. A physical copy would always I prefer. It's really wonderful. You see a bit, it has some thickness. So and as said, in each soul lesson, our author describes in depth, and she gave real life examples of her clients so that we can understand yeah what else is happening in others lives through examples. So personally I feel yeah or personally I like this book a lot, as it is very practical, and I go again and again through these pages, and even the guides are really loving beings, and there is a small section who the guides are and from where this knowledge is coming. But if you really like go in and go through this knowledge, you'll understand that most of the masters are sharing the same thing. So thank you once more for listening this knowledge. Yeah, I see Vinjaji, it's great that you joined. And yeah, I remember we are sharing on the Beam platform. So thank you for joining once more. Totally agree. There is always something to learn. Definitely. Sometimes I forget that we create our own reality, right? Something hits and we are just going through the flow of life. But then we need to stop and create again something new. Yeah. Thank you. And thank you, Kata team, for inviting me once more. Allowed to be part of this session. Any final words or announcements from you, Master Sanket?
Want to thank once again, sir, for time. And if possible, you can share the PPT with us. I'll share in the group here because that is very much helpful. I can
Yes,
share
sure.
that recording and the PPT also to the people so that it helps for the people.
Yes, I
Thanks
will.
for
I will
inviting
share. Yeah, I will send to you, and you
I will
can
forward in the group.
share. Yes.
Thank you all, masters. Thanks for joining for today's session. Again, we will connect next Friday with one more master, with one more with wisdom, and keep meditating and enjoy the great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.